Yes, that's right. New graphic intro means it's that time of year.
Playoffs?
It is Playoffs 2021 for LEG TV. I'm your host, the commish, John David Brake, making his second straight playoff appearance, which has been rare since 2014. Only been there 3 to 4 times. Have not won a playoff game since 2014, by the way. Fun stat for today. All right, well, we've got a lot to cover. First of all, let's see how in the heck we got here, how the playoffs shook up as we go to the final standings there. Look at this. For the first time since the 2013 season, we have a 12-win team. That last team was me, by the way, went 12-1. This is a 14-week season now. Austin Stoll at the very top, finishing strong, beating me last week, but there he is sitting atop at 12-2. Already clinched first round bye last week, already set the record for most points scored in a season, already set a record for most average points per game. A truly monumental season for Dak Street Boys, who only 3 seasons ago was the Hoffa winner in his rookie year. There you see the second round bye locked up by Party Like a Gronk Star. And this is where it gets interesting here. Alan Essen finished in at 9-5, and look at Jason Cervos. Started the season at 0-3, now 8-6, locking up that 4th seed. Mick squeaks in. He got a much-needed win with an 8-win season, and this was the one that really hurt. Joe was sitting in a pretty spot. All he had to do was win. That did not happen. He lost, dropped to 7-7. 3 7-7 teams, Jabel, Oblash, and Joe, and Jabel had the points by 3.02 over Earth's Wind and Fire, Obby's team, securing that 6th and final spot. So of course Obby and Joe are not in contention for the Hoffa Bowl, but guess who is? It's good old Nick Shooks. Sons of Shane Falco has his chance to win yet another Hoffa trophy. He joins Dave Plow, John Dahlgren, and our defending Hoffa Bowl winner, David McCready, who finishes in last place with 2 wins total. My goodness. So here's how the playoffs look in the first round. We have Nick Barton. He is taking on a very, very, very hot team in Jason Cervos. Physically appearance, I guess, we'll call that hot. Jason is expected to win here pretty big. And then you see the 3rd and 6th seed are battling out. This is the game I can't wait to review here. Jabel and Allen going head-to-head in a 3 versus 6. Austin and I have the bye. So this is going to be an exciting round of playoff games. Winner takes $600 some. Hoffa winner takes the most dubious trophy in all of sports and all of fantasy football. And we'll get to that right now with a very special guest talking about their second Hoffa appearance in a row. Well, finally, after much pestering, we have one of our best members of the LEG. It's David McCready, defending Hoffa winner. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Mr. Commissioner?
I'm doing great. You know, it's a bye week, so that's good. Having a lot better bye week than Urban Meyer, so that's nice.
Yeah, I don't see what he did wrong. I don't see the big deal. I mean, kick the ball. You effing,
Kicker. Kickers whine. They whine all the time.
That's right. Always.
Always. I see the Hoffa statue proudly displayed in your home office.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, that's where it lives. You got to celebrate achievements like this.
I agree. Quite an achievement. And speaking of achievements, you have a chance to repeat said achievement this season. I want to talk about how do you feel? What went wrong? How did your team go off the rails so badly this year after setting a record for losing 10 straight games this season?
Well, it's just funny that, sometimes these waivers, they just don't pan out. We've had a lot of people we brought on board that we thought were quality snatch pounders, and in the end, they just didn't want to show up and pound snatch. So, week after week, we tried getting people in the correct spots to give us a chance to get things going, but just didn't pan out. And but we're still really excited, still have an opportunity to repeat, go back to back. And I don't think many teams can say that. There's not many people out there who can really understand what it's like to play for something like this.
Other than James Yarnell, who won it 3 years in a row.
Well, James Yarnell set a good precedence, and it's something that, if we have to, we will. We'll go after it. We'll break records. We'll break down barriers. So We'll see what happens.
And it's not lost on anyone here. You did not have very good luck with injuries. I mean, you had Patrick Mahomes, Tyler Lockett, George Kittle. These are all great players.
Yeah, Raheem Mostert, fifth rounder. He went down early. Feel for my guy, but like I said, we tried to fill in where we could, and nobody was available. So
not enough good snatch pounders out there, huh?
Not enough guys willing to, go the extra mile. And, I hate to throw in the corruption that also continues to take place within this league. We had a chance to really get things rolling in some tough times and end up with a stat correction that cost us a win against, I can't remember who that was. It was you, wasn't it?
That was
commissioner
yes.
of the league.
That was a Yahoo stat correction, and
of course it was. There are always Yahoo stat corrections. So
I had nothing to do with that.
Sure. Yeah, understood. But adversity, it happens. We've seen a lot of it over the last couple of years, and like I said, we're just happy to have opportunity to do something that few teams have done, and really, really happy for my guys to have something to play for. So
good. Well, let's go to that matchup. You are paired up. It doesn't look good for you. You're going up against John Dahlgren, fellow fraternity brother, your boy out there. I want to run down the Hoffa bracket here real quick, see who you think the loser's going to be. Let's start with your game. Now, you are your favorite only to lose by 9 points.
9 points, yeah.
In the cuckles of your heart, who do you feel is going to lose this game?
Man, it's tough to say. We've had many matchups throughout the season where we've come out, really firing in the 1:00 games and looking like we've got a shot, only to be miserably pounded into the ground. I feel like this may end up being kind of the same story here. 9 points is a gift, I think. So we'll see what happens. The Kittle and Lockett are really starting to click at the right time. Mahomes started picking up a little bit. So I think if we could fill in some gaps, I'd take us to cover. We'll see what happens here. But
you have Ezekiel Elliott too. How did your team do so bad?
Well, as you know, as the league leader might be able to tell you, he may be a number 2 running back these days. So it's crazy that the projected top 5 running back in the league ends up laying an egg the way that he has this year. But alas, he is a Dallas Cowboy.
Yes, he is. All right. So what would that mean to you if you were to avoid another Hoffa?
Well, I'd feel bad for my guys because, it's always nice to have a little hardware in the trophy case. But, from a personal standpoint, it would help me avoid some deep depression, I think. It's been a tough couple years. We've gotten through COVID. We're just barely. So, we were able to take it home then. And here we are in the year of recovery, and things aren't looking great either. So, personally, I don't see the big deal. I've never met the Hoffa guy, Mr. James Jimmy Jr. Hoffa. He seemed like an okay guy from everything that I've heard. But, if I can,
clearly,
we'll see. I would prefer to not have to have this monstrosity next to my, Achievers Club company seller of the year, my various golf championships, and my first Father's Day card. So would love to get that thing off there. It's just a brown stain and a fresh pair of white underwear.
Yes, such is the Hoffa himself. Here's another former Hoffa winner, Nick Shook, taking on Dave Plow. Shook, also a former Hoffa winner. Who do you think moves on to face
Plow?
Possibly Plow? You think Plow's losing?
No. Plow to win, of course.
Okay.
I keep forgetting here.
I'm asking you who's going to lose.
The loser, yeah. I mean, I think the Hoffa, once you kind of get to our level, it's something hard to a cycle that's just too hard to break. I'd hate to see it, but I think we've got a good chance for a Hoffa Bowl here for the ages.
Yes, Shook v. McCready. I cannot wait. That would be
it would be something great for the league, I think, to see something, a real new rivalry to start within this league. And although I do say I like our chances to avoid the Hoffa, if we get to the Hoffa Bowl, I think it gives my team just enough time to recover from all of the injuries to really start playing some snatch pounder football at the right time.
Awesome. I cannot wait. Best of luck to you, Mr. McCready. We're going to run down, so we actually have some playoff matches that matter for the championship, for the Golden Keg, and $600 cash. I'm going to start with a very interesting matchup. Jabel Souls Modelo Virus taking on Alan Nesson, who finished third in the league. What? He has the highest seed in the wild card round, and he is projected to be absolutely destroyed this week, which would be a huge upset. If you recall, Jabel started the season 4-1 and then lost like 5 games in a row, and he clawed his way back into the playoff hunt with some big games. So now he's the 6th seed, projected to win. Looking at the matchup, does Jabel continue the Cinderella story, or does Alan Nesson overcome adversity like he's known to?
Yeah, of course. As much as it pains me to say, I think Nesson gets this one. Jabal, just kind of, didn't I just beat him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Moving on. All right, well, I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going with Jabel. This is one of the hottest teams in the league. He's won 3 in a row. Tom Brady. Look, I will fully admit I was wrong about Mr. Tom Brady. I knew he'd be okay on that 2018 All-Madden team, but I didn't think he'd be the number 1 overall fantasy points leader for all positions, quarterbacks, you name it. And he was drafted.
He's killing it.
Yeah, he's killing it. But again, he has like 4 all-pro receivers and like the all-Madden defense from 2018. So not a lot of shock there.
Yeah, he's going to need a big game, I think, for him to pull it off. So,
and are they going to kind of reel him in too? Because they're going against the Saints. Taysom Hill is playing. I mean, what kind of competitive game is that going to be? I honestly think it comes down to the quarterback play and the running backs. Jabel's got Antonio Gibson and Dalvin Cook, and he had a monster game last week. Nesson has David Montgomery. He's going to hate that I called him Plow. He has David Montgomery and Cordero.
Who wouldn't, though?
Yeah, right.
Cordy P.
Cordy P.
I know this is the place to talk about other leagues, but I've got him in another one, and he's been a lot of fun this year to have.
He has.
He was an easy steal early in the year if you were able to get him after a couple of his first games, and he's only had a couple of duds. So.
Right. I don't know of a single person that drafted him in any league. I mean, he was pretty much the week 1 waiver wire.
Yeah, I think a couple of years ago he was projected to be like a local high school janitor or something.
Right. He was on track. The dude's like 32 years old and he's now peaking in his career. So that's a great story.
Good for him.
I'm taking Jabel this week. So we
too bad.
shall see. All right, let's move on. Another sneaky team, Jason Cervos, a constant playoff contender. We thought he was DOA early in the season, but he again found himself all the way up to 4th place here, taking on a really inspiring story, Mick Barton, who has had just the same amount of injuries issues as you have, but yet he's at 8-6 and you're at 2-12. So maybe he did a little bit better managing. I don't know. That's up in the air.
It's hard to say. It's up in the air. Absolutely.
Hard to say. And he is projected to lose big time, mainly because he doesn't have a tight end right now. But Cervos, listen to this lineup. You ready? Justin Herbert, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, Austin Eckler. And now he's got Darren Schultz is actually a competent tight end now. and he's got Chuba at running back too. That's a solid lineup. And I am very, very afraid of Cervos' team this year. I actually think he could run the table. He's my choice to upset Austin this season. Who do you think is going to take this win, Mick or Cervos?
Yeah, I like Cervos in this one, but I think the danger for him is that, like you said earlier, as we get deeper in the season, are they going to start reeling in some of these guys like that? Yep. Where are they going to, how many touches are these guys going to get going into the playoffs? These teams that have got these studs, and have playoff chances, which I don't know. We'll see.
Mick Debo has been an amazing pickup. Debo Samuel, who was not supposed to be the stud for the Niners. It was supposed to be Brandon Ayuk, but it was Debo show all year. Scary Terry's kind of hurt, but Kyler Murray, he's playing the Lions, so he'll probably put up some big numbers. And James Conner, man, like, why did Pittsburgh get rid of him? I mean, he's having a monster year. I think he leads the league in touchdowns for running backs. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I've barely paid attention.
That's blatantly obvious.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Blatantly obvious. You haven't paid attention. So you're going Cervos. I'm picking Cervos as well. So, McCready, as you kind of step back, you're dealing with the Hoffa bracket. You're looking at the teams that are actually in the playoffs. You've got Austin versus the Field. Who are you taking to win the championship this year?
Run me Austin's lineup real quick one more time. What's he looking like?
Well, he's got Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford, which has been his money combo all season. Jonathan Taylor, the number one running back in all of the league, paired with Jamar Chase, who's also a top 5 wide receiver, and Jalen Waddle, another top 10 wide receiver, and Najee Harris at running back. That's his starting lineup, and that's probably going to be a starting lineup for the remainder of the season. Yeah. And he's got Darren Waller shelved if he's healthy.
Yeah, he seems to be a dud. He just hasn't quite gotten it done. I mean, I think looking at it on paper, I got to go with him for versus the Field. It's just, although it does come to, fantasy football, he runs into a game where Stafford and Kupp don't click.
It's true.
They take him out of a game, and Stafford doesn't. He's had one. I don't think he was great against the Niners earlier in that big loss.
It's true.
Something like that happens, he's gone. So I like his lineup. I think there's a lot of Burrow. I'm still not. I know Jamar Chase is ranked up there, but man, he had that bomb game that's kind of paced it. Really set the tone for him. So I'm going to backtrack. I'm taking the Field. Yeah, on paper he looks good, but you dig into it a little bit more. I'm going Field all day. Field. I mean, Mick Martin may even get him.
Woo! You mean Mick Martin, who you said was going to lose?
Absolutely. I said may.
Okay.
Mick Martin would be my Cinderella story. He's definitely my Cinderella pick. I think if he gets it going, he's going to run. I don't like him in the matchup, but, things click at the right time.
It's true. It's fantasy football, baby. It's all about just
fantasy football.
That hot spot during the week.
That's right.
Awesome.
Or the not hot spot every week.
Well, Coach McCready, thank you so much for coming on this LEG TV episode, finally coming on. I wish you the best of luck in your Hoffa bracket. Do you have anything to say to the fellow owners of LEG?
Oh, yeah, I do. I'm really concerned where this video might get circulated, though. So I'm going to say good luck to everyone. And just good luck. Think of me.
Playing it safe. Love it.
Play it safe today.
Thank you, Mr. McCready. I appreciate it. Godspeed to you.
Thank you, David McCready. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you, guys. Another great season. Sorry to those who were in the Hoffa Bowl. Not really. I'm glad you're there. Thank you also to Abalash and John for making that bet. I'll be expecting that $200. So looking forward to that. But other than that, if we don't have a show next week, have a very Merry Christmas, LEG, and have a very Happy New Year. We'll see you on next week's episode.